Hi everyone, I'm going to talk to you today about child development, and this goes right along with the readings that we recently had, so I just wanted to make a couple points so everyone understood it 100%. So we're going to talk about the first theory in child development, which is psychosocial development, and this theory was developed by Erik Erikson, and it was heavily influenced by Freud. And this emphasized societal and cultural influence on social development. And Erik Erikson pretty much said that personalities can develop over an entire lifespan of a person through several stages. So let's go through these stages. There's eight stages, and the first one is from age birth to 1 year. And in this stage, the infant learns trust. And how does the infant learn trust? Through a caregiver that is nurturing. And success of this stage gives the infant hope, while failure will lead to the infant to distrust and fear, and also it creates suspicion in an infant. And in stage 2, it's from age, it starts at age 2, and in this stage, the child becomes autonomous by making choices with the support of caregivers. And when there's a supportive caregiver that helps them in making their decisions, this leads to success and independence, while failure would lead to shame and lack of self-esteem. In stage 3, age 3 to 5 years, the child becomes more secure in leading others and asking questions. Success in this stage leads to a sense of purpose, while failure would lead to guilt and feeling inadequate from adults being critical. Stage 4 is age 6 to 12, and in this stage, a child shows industry by making an effort to succeed. With adult encouragement, this leads to taking pride in their accomplishments, but without encouragement, the child will fail and feel inferior or inadequate. In stage 5, that starts at age 12 and goes to 18, the adolescent starts to identify their role in the world through exploration and developing their body image. Success leads to a series of a sense of uniqueness. They feel unique, and failure would lead to rebellion, not feeling like they fit in, and they would rebel. At age 18 to 40 years old, that's stage 6, and that's when the adult looks for intimacy through the formation of close personal relationships. And failure to form these relationships would lead to unhappiness or an inability to form relationships. So stage 7 would be from age 40 to 65. And in this stage, the individual sees themselves as part of a bigger picture by giving back to society through care for others. So a lot of times that's through having their own children, and that's their contribution to society, was raising their own kids. And failure at this stage leads to stagnation, or the feeling of being unproductive. And the last stage is stage 8, and that's from 65 years to death. And in this stage, a person their integrity is measured in terms of wisdom and what they have incurred through their lifetime in wisdom. And success in this stage leads to satisfaction, and they're unafraid of death. So they're ready for that final finality to their life, where if they don't think that they accomplished what they wanted in life, then they don't have that wisdom, and they have a feeling of unsatisfaction and fear of death. So that's the psychosocial development, and now we're going to talk briefly about the social emotional development. And this theory maintains that a child's experiences self-expression, and the ability to manage one's emotions is instrumental in establishing positive relationships with others. So again, responsive caregiving is really instrumental in a child's social emotional development. And responsive caregiving means supporting the regulation of emotion in infants, and it also increases the outcome in young children. So another aspect of social emotional development is emotional security, and this establishes close relationship with adults for assurance and to alleviate any distresses, for emotional regulation, approval, and or encouragement. So those are all really important for emotional security. Temperament. So temperament are natural traits, personality traits that a child would have, and they use these traits to express emotion as a way to communicate with their caregiver. And they're also influenced by societal and cultural norms. Emotional regulation is the ability to regulate emotions appropriately according to societal and cultural norms as well. And this contributes to social skills and peer acceptance. So if a child's able to regulate their own emotions, then they'll be more accepted by their peers, and they'll be able to participate in social activities in more of a comprehensive manner. Another aspect of social emotional development is that these positive ongoing relationships with nurturing adults are key to an infant and toddler's healthy emotional social development. So research has shown that a correlation between academic success and a healthy social, emotional, and behavioral adjustment in elementary school age children. So if these children are socially developed in a healthy way, they're more apt to have academic success, which is important and also makes sense when children are overall well balanced and healthy. They tend to do well academically. And part of this is impulse control. So impulse control helps in adapting to social situations. It helps in learning how to follow rules, and it also holds to societal norms. And impulse control, there's a lot of opportunity in peer social situations where children naturally will learn impulse control, like waiting their turn, things like that. So social understanding, response and communication, emotional expression. So that's just a way for children to be able to understand socially how to respond, how to communicate, and how they can express their emotions in a social situation that is appropriate. And they also learn from the actions from other people around them and what to expect from others, and also their own self-awareness. So by learning from others around them, they learn about themselves as well. Empathy is a big part of social emotional development. Within the first 3 years of a child's life, they start to identify the emotional and psychological state of others and being able to feel what someone else feels. Self-efficacy and sense of self. I'm going to talk about those two real quick, and that's one's ability to make things happen. So self-efficacy is when children are able to make things happen for themselves or accomplish something like tying their shoes or painting a picture. They become aware of what they're capable of doing, their competency. Sense of self is through understanding of others. They understand their own role in their families, their communities, and their relationships. And so those are the two theories that we discussed in our readings that we read this week. And so I just wanted to discuss them a little bit more so everyone was able to grasp these concepts 100%. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.